just doesn't stop. It really just doesn't stop down in Kent, honestly. Ever since the whole Linden Kemkaran video has been revealed, it has just been one thing after another. Councillors leaving because of being accused that they are a traitor, and treacherous to the cause, trying to undermine the reform leadership there. We now have the Independent Reformers of Kent now set up. Time, of course, will tell how many ex-reformers join that particular group. As far as I know, it's only 2 of them have joined it so far. We've got a weird scandal about an erotic novel happening as well, which is just really plainly weird. Not only that, but all of these people who have been let go because of the scandal, remember, there's no evidence that they are the leaker. Linden Kemkaran has not produced any evidence that any of these people are leakers. You've had the person yesterday who was a UKIP councillor also lost her job at UKIP HQ. So she's suing. The guy who wrote the erotic novel is also suing as well. So that's at least 2 lawsuits. I would not be surprised if there ends up being more. I would not be surprised if there ends up being more. Maybe even potentially in like a civil matter as well, honestly, against Linden Kemkaran. Wouldn't surprise me at all. But honestly, this just does not stop. And it's been unbelievable watching all this unfold, and it's still not stopping. It's still not stopping. Just as I thought maybe we might have, reached like the peak of this, like the edge of the ebb and flow of it. Finally that's it. Maybe we're gonna get a bit of a rest now. No, it's all started again. So as of always, before we get more into this, please, of course, down below, do please click on the like, share, and subscribe button down below. Do remember to click on the bell icon as well. Ring the bell so you get notifications of when we go live and when we drop a new video. There is, of course, down below my Patreon page, my Buy Me a Coffee link. There's the YouTube thank you button. And, of course, as always, there is the YouTube membership down below as well. The QR code up here will take you straight, of course, to the Patreon page. Thank you very much to everyone who does help and support the channel as well. Excellent. Thank you very much. Don't forget to leave a comment down below as well, especially if you are from Kent. I would love to know what your thoughts are on this because, again, it's your tax money that's being, wasted and used on this here. So, as always, thank you very much for watching. And, of course, let's get cracking on then into this. So, County Hall chaos. Reform UK now facing legal action from councillors. So, the embattled Reform UK County Council leader Linden Kemkaran and her party are now facing legal challenges on 2 fronts by former members. One expelled councillor is now threatening to take the party to an industrial tribunal, while another is investigating a claim for libel. Isabel Kemp, of course, represents the Swale Division on Kent County Council, says that she was dismissed from her data protection role at the party's HQ this week and suspended as a councillor. The 23-year-old announced today that she has already started the process of challenging Reform UK for a now unfair dismissal. We covered this before, but now she's actually going ahead with it, which is even more interesting. Meanwhile, of course, expelled councillor Robert Ford, who says the fact that he wrote, this is where the erotic novel stuff comes in. I told you this gets just really weird. Meanwhile, of course, Robert Ford, who says the fact that he wrote an erotic novel is now being used against him, declared that he is now considering suing for libel over allegations contained in a press release about his recent suspension. He believes that the media statement issued on October the 13th to the news organizations has now damaged his reputation. It said that Councillor Ford was being suspended after a, quote, unofficial complaint from, quote, several members of female staff. It is, of course, understood that members of Maidstone Rural West Division is now approaching a, quote, no-win, no-fee legal firm which specializes in defamation cases, which now can be ruinously costly if taken privately. We'll see how this all pans out. But make no mistake, these two things are massive headaches for reform. Absolutely massive headaches for reform on that one. In fact, the last party to be sued, was it the Greens? I think the last time, like, a league, I haven't been too up to date, but I believe it was the Greens, and it cost them something like £1 million just to, like, defend this, and of course the payout and everything as well, from what I remember. But I think that I don't know if there's been any others since then, but that's as far as the last one I remember on that one. So as you can see, that could cost not only just reform, but the council as well, a lot of money in this. But there's also going to be discovery as well. What happens when they go, oh yeah, we want to see the emails between, Linden Kemkaran and Reform, and what she's been sending about, how did I end up being, losing my job at Reform HQ? What were the emails sent about that? This is where a lot more other interesting stuff could end up coming out. Will that information ever be made public? Who knows? But time will tell what will happen here. Anyway, opposition groups, of course, say that currently Councillor Carmen's administration is in chaos and have now called on her to step down. Speaking outside County Hall in Maidstone before 10 a.m.'s council meeting, we're going to have to cover that as well, because that went was apparently quite fun. Speaking, of course, before the 10 a.m. meeting of the full council, Councillor Ford said he believes the complaint arose from the fact that he wrote an erotic novel. But he thinks the real reason for his suspension was that he was sent an email to Reform HQ colleagues about alleged bullying at Kent County Council. Reform UK is currently denying bullying. In the short term, Councillor Ford has said, I entered politics because I could no longer trust politicians who lie and fail to stand up for their beliefs and the people that they serve. So I wrote an email to my colleagues to address the bullying happening around us. I knew I would face consequences for this, but I was prepared for that. What followed, however, completely shocked me. I am currently taking legal advice regarding defamation for my character by Reform UK at Kent County Council, and I intend in now the coming months to pursue this with vigour. Just a few days ago, I discovered a so-called complaints against me are all related to my novel writing. It is astonishing that my name can now be defamed in the media simply because I wrote an erotic novel and got it published by a major company. I can't believe that, but there you go. And then, of course, and then I mentioned it to a few people in the building behind me. God, that's just so bad. That just feels so bad. Oh, I just happened to mention to a couple of people that I wrote an erotic novel. Just comes across as so goddamn weird. What on earth? What on earth is happening? Anyway, it's a shame that our great nation has come to this, he continued. Councillor Ford's, quote, Diaries of a Colourful Life was published by Pegasus under his nom de plume, R.W. Mitson, and has already written 180 pages of a new book detailing his experiences as Reform UK councillor at Kent County Council. That'll be interesting to read, for sure. Well, not the erotic novel, but his time at Kent County Council will be for sure. In the liable action, under of course, the Defamation Act, a statement about a person is actionable if seriously affects their reputation by exposing them to ridicule, hate, or contempt, or to be shunned or avoided, lowering them now in the estimation of the right-thinking members of society generally, or disparaging them in their place of businesses, trade, or office. A claim can also be taken even where there is action is an interference. Of course, that's the book right there. Anyway, Councillor Ford said the press release was designed to, of course, damage him and his reputation. The press release was issued back at 5:17 back on the 13th of October from the party's London HQ, but quoted, quote, a UK Kent spokesperson. It said, we have today suspended Reform UK whip from Councillor Robert Ford, pending an investigation now into his conduct. Last week, an unofficial complaint was made about Councillor Ford by several few members of staff. Despite, of course, being offered a meeting with the Whip's office to discuss the complaints, Councillor Ford refused to engage with the process, which has now escalated into a disciplinary matter. Meanwhile, of course, Councillor Kemp refused to discuss at length any of her intentions, but she did confirm that she had been fired from her job at Reform HQ because of WhatsApp messages she is alleged to have sent, now referring to leadership at Kent County Council. So we'll see how that all goes. But that's new information. That's new information. She said she's also had the Whip suspended from County Hall. It's currently sitting as independent. She has been in touch with the consultation services from ACS and a prospect whistleblowers charity. Reform UK does confirm that she currently does remain pending investigation on that. Councillor Ford, of course, Councillor Bill Barmont have also recently formed the Independent Reforms Group and say that they are now in advanced discussions with 2 other members about joining. Councillor Barrett said the Independent Reformers offers a warm sanctuary to the disaffected members at County Hall. 5 Reform UK councillors have currently been expelled, and Councillor Kemp and Maxine Forgill do remain currently suspended. They're alleged now to have brought the party in disrepute, but deny all wrongdoing. Of course, that is about the leaked video on that one. Councillor Carmen, of course, faced weeks of negative headlines ever since the leaked video of her shouting and swearing at members in a virtual meeting appeared on the Guardian website. Reform leader Nigel Farage is currently backed Linden Kemkaran. That is because he was like, from what we know, she was his hand-picked candidate. That's how she got in. Farage said, "This is our person. She's going to run everything." When, of course, asked about all these revelations this morning, now these separate legal actions, Councillor Carmen went and said, "Unfortunately, of course, it happens. We are not dealing with robots or machines here. We're dealing with people, and people are now intrinsically messy and awkward now to deal with. They do all kinds of things that you do not expect them to do. It's just the nature of leadership." Yeah, you're terrible leadership by the looks of it. When asked, of course, if she knew who had leaked the video, Councillor Carmen said yes, but refused to elaborate. They don't know who leaked the video still. Does she just getting rid of anyone she possibly can? This is a massive witch hunt. I would not be surprised if more people go in the next couple of weeks or so. This is how it seems to have been going. This morning, of course, the Liberal Democrat group leader, Councillor Richard Starfield, said that Kent County Council is currently in chaos now, and it is really starting to damage Kent and the people of Kent. Councillor Carmen has to go. Conservative Councillor Sarah Hutchin said that Carmen is not fit to lead the council, adding dictatorship, no discussion, no dissension allowed, lemmings without any ability to run the council. Just now belligerent one policy rabbits now in the headlights. The suspended, of course, Councillor Fogel did arrive at County Hall mornings, still, of course, protesting her innocence, saying that she had done nothing wrong. We'll see how this goes, but oh boy, we'll see how this goes, but oh boy, it is just one thing after another. So there's now 2 potential lawsuits there. I would not be surprised if more follow. I would not be surprised if more follow. Because if you get suspended and you've been suspended like wrongfully, then you can just go, well, now I don't know 100% about that. I don't know 100% if it counts for political parties. I think there is some slightly different rules. So that might be why we're not seeing those others. But the fact that, of course, one person did lose their job over this, that's going to go to a tribunal. So we'll see how that shakes out. But yeah, make no mistake, this is just continuing chaos down at Kent County Council. And even if they get rid of Linden Kemkaran and she steps down to what? She's probably still going to remain a member of the reform group. Do you think she's not going to start causing trouble for the new leader? You think she's not going to start causing trouble with the backbenchers after losing her position? Remember being handpicked by Nigel to run the council? I tell you now, there's still more trouble ahead. I think there's a lot more trouble ahead. Maybe we've just gone through the eye of the storm. We're now getting into, back into the whole squall of it now. But oh boy, it just does not stop. It just does not stop. So, as always, thank you very much for watching. Let me know what you think about all this mess down below. Don't forget, of course, to click on the like and share button on your way out. Don't forget to ring the bell as well. And of course, we'll see you all next time.